What does that sound, you ask?
From the number one station, you come.
Welcome to the Rec Show podcast, a show dedicated to beatmakers around the world. Kick back, relax with the host Golden Mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Bay bounce. Yo, peace and love, everybody. What's going on, everybody? Golden Mind here for the Rec Show podcast, man. Welcome to episode number 97, man. 97. That's crazy, man. I thank every single one of y'all for tapping in and listening, man. But yo, I had to start the show off with this, man. The name of this track is called Bay Bounce by Homie. That's home with another E added on top, man. This joint feels so good, yo. Shout out to Homie, man. Yo, I need y'all to go to Bandcamp, look up Sample Mode Volume 1, add that to your collection, please. Alright, Sample Mode, for y'all that don't know, man, 12-week course offered in collaboration with the University of Berkeley Changemaker Program and Jacobs Institute for Design Innovation, man. You know what I mean? We got Nas Rockwell, who's a part of that. We got DiBiase, that's a part of that. We got some of the Flip a Beat Club members, that's a part of that. You know what I mean? Helping teach people that actually want to learn. Yo, man, it's amazing, man. Students can connect with and learn from industry professionals each and every week, man. So you purchasing this album actually goes towards that effort, man. They doing some amazing stuff over there. So I need more than 6 people to purchase this album, man. All right, let's do it, man. Level up. Yeah, we'll be back, man. Peace and love, man. Check 1 2. Peace and love, everybody. Golden Mind here for the Rec Show podcast, man. We are back with another episode, man. We on 97. Yo, that's so crazy. 97 episodes, man, of nothing but mutants around the beat multiverse, man. Yo, check it, man. Last week we had the homie Flip a Beat Club affiliate, man. Yo, side quest, man. I need y'all to go ahead and run that episode up. You know what I mean? The week before that, 2 weeks before that, we had Zilla, man. So, yo, I need y'all to run these episodes up, man. Y'all can always go back to them. But yo, these are the most recent ones. Check them out. Every week you're gonna get a jewel, you're gonna get some laughter, you're gonna get some deep communication, some deep talks and stuff like that. So yo, go ahead, share this on your social medias. Go ahead, share this on your text messages, man. Let the Uber drivers know, like, yo, put on the Rec Show podcast so y'all can chop it up on your drive, man. But yo, let's get to this week, man. Yo, this is a bucket list interview. All right, I got a lot of bucket list interviews, But this is one of the senseis, man. He didn't know this when I first was put onto him, man. When I first found him on Bandcamp, and then it was YouTube too as well. When I first started trying to make beats, it was this gentleman, you know what I mean, teaching me how to make beats in Machine, the SP404, like Ableton, like just giving up game positivity as well. You know what I mean? Like showing, you know what I mean, that you can produce music, create music, do live performances, and also successfully manage a family, career, all that type of stuff, man. So, yo, I had to get this gentleman on the show, man. Individuals actually living in Punta Gorda. I hope I'm saying that right. Punta Gorda, Florida.
Yep.
But
Punta Gorda.
Gorda.
Or Fort Myers. They're right across the street from each other. Suburbs.
Yeah, I got you, man. Yo, and then also, yeah, I mean, when I first figured out, you know, his music and stuff like that, he was living in Minnesota, man. So he's definitely a Minnesota Vikings fan. Yo, you see him all the time with his jersey when it's game day. You know what I mean? We go by that he don't represent the Minnesota Vikings, man. So, yo, he's a live performer, beat maker, inspirational individual. He's also a teacher, instructor, man, teaching y'all how to make beats and sounds and all this different things, man. Same thing as Jay Filt, who was also a guest on the Red Show podcast. So I want y'all to give it up and welcome the one and only Brio. Like, yo, your tag is crazy, yo. Brio. But yo, welcome Elan Brio to the show. What's good, family?
What's good? Peace and love. Thanks for having me, man. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while too, you know, just time and life. But I'm glad we're here now. So this is dope. Yo, what's good, y'all?
We here now, man. Yo, I forgot the one, man. The one tagline. What'd you say? You said it was one of your raps, man. You said something MC, low calorie, still good, positive. I'm forgetting the tagline. That bar was so dope, though. I'm gonna remember it, yo.
Thank you. I don't remember.
And he's an MC. And he's an MC as well, man, as a beat maker, man. So, yo, Elan Brio, man, welcome to the show. Yo, for my guests who don't know who you are, you know, where Elan Brio, is that your stage name, and how did you come up with that stage name? And then also, how long have you been making beats?
All right, stage name, it was like you said, I used to rap. Well, I still rap a little bit occasionally. I still spit bars. I'm just, you know, I'm not as active as I used to be, but when I first started, that was my rap stage name. It means vigor and zeal. It's like Elan and Brio are actually mean the same thing, but they can have, you know, like English words that have different meanings. So I took the vigor part of Elan and the zeal part of Brio, and I was trying to be like, you know, something like creative, but, you know, something very positive and also sort of describes me. So that's what it is. And I've been making beats, let's see, since 2003. So dang, it's been a minute.
Man. Yo,
yeah, and I just been and what I do, man, I don't know. I don't really try to have a sound. I mean, I love different, obviously, vibes and lo-fi and boom bap, but like lately, dude, I just been experimenting. I like that Pharrell quote. He said, "The universe is a library card." You know, it's like a library, not a library card. So I just been checking out different sounds and just creating stuff for 20 years. Like, you know, I grew up in Texas, so I'm influenced by all kind of crap, man, from East Coast to West Coast to techno. So there you go.
All over, man. All
over. Just all over. Yeah.
Man, amazing, man. Yo, this is literally your anniversary, man. Like, you've been putting in work for almost like 20 years, yo. 20 years. I
think my first official project I dropped in like 2000. 6 or something like that. That's crazy, bro. Like rap projects, but I had a different name back then. But I went by CMC. only the real heads know. A couple of my boys hit me up like, "What up, CMC? Remember them days?" Like, yeah, bro. Whack as ever. I'm joking.
Yo,
but, yeah.
like you got better, man. Obviously, like yo, like all right. So I came into the Elan Brio universe. Right at I think it was like Tape Life. It might have been Tape Life.
Yeah, that was 17, I think it was.
No. I came in the Vinyl Frontier. That's when I came in.
Wow, you came in there. You legit. So you're a real fan.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you, dog. Like, yo, man. I came in and I was like, yo, who is this? You know, because you got on the cover of the Vinyl Frontier, the beat tape. It's like what's the name of that guy with the visor thingy on from Star?
He's like the Star Trek guy. I forget his name. My boy, one of my good homies did that beat cover, and I always forget his name, but he has the big glasses and stuff.
Yeah, Reading Rainbow guy.
Reading Rainbow guy.
Oh man. But anyway,
I forget his name, bro. I really do. But yeah, he was Vinyl Front. I'm actually looking at that cover. I forgot about that. Yeah, my boy Jeremiah Dirt, shout out to him. He's a dope MC and an art producer. Made that. Shout out to him.
Man,
I'm gonna make him listen to this now.
You got to, dog.
Shouted him out on the artwork.
Yo, that was crazy, and I was like, yo, this is ill. So let me check this out. And then boom, I go in and it was like some dusty, grimy, but it sound good, like headbanger, like. Yo, man, I was like, yo, all right, let me definitely tap into him. And then I just kept going into your discography, and started listening to like your remix of the Lecrae I Know remix, and then I started listening to Tape Life, Cookies, Beneath the Moon, Beach Moon Cinema, Dig Chop Repeat. That's one that I always had on. Like repeat, man. Dig, chop, repeat what you did. But I'm getting ahead of myself, yo. I'm geeking out with you right now, dog.
Hey, it's cool to geek out sometimes. It's dope, man. Yeah, you going through them, man. I remember.
Man.
Yeah, a lot of joints, man.
You make so much music. There's no way you can like keep up and try and remember them because you're making new stuff all the time. So
right.
Like, you know, when somebody's like, yo, this album, and it'd be an album that you made like 10 years ago, and they're like, yo, this album is so fire. Like, how does that make you feel when somebody does that?
Well, you know, honestly, it makes you feel like it feels good, you know. It feels like, hey, you know what, someone is listening, you know, and it's, you know, it's sort of that saying, like they say, you know, you make music, the artist is always ahead of the listener. I mean, or, you know, like Dilla, he made beats and stuff that we listen to today that we're like, oh, this is so dope, but he probably made that 10 minutes and got rid of it, you know, and but it's just like he's ahead of his time. And I feel like, I'm not saying I'm a Dilla or nothing, I'm just saying like when you're in your zone or your mode and you're making music, you just put it out and then you sort of just keep moving on. Because I believe in letting go. You know, I make a beat, I'm not holding on to it. Like, I'm not going to just hold it on my hard drive. If I can't get anybody to rap on it, if I don't rap on it and I like it, I just put it out. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically saying the listener will catch up eventually, you know what I'm saying? So they'll say 10 years from now, you say, oh, wow, thank you, you know, but you're like, oh yeah, I'm on some new vibes, you know, but yes. So it feels pretty good. It's dope, man. It's dope that people are listening and, you know, people hit you up from all over walks of life and you see it. It's dope, man. It's cool. That's what we do it for. You know, it's not definitely not for money or fame. It's just to express myself and share my gift, and hopefully it can help people or make them feel good or make them vibe to it, you know, bring some type of enjoyment. So that's the whole reason.
Yeah, man. Speaking of, you know, why you create music, how did you even begin your journey into, you know, music and beats and sampling and composing?
Well, in the beginning, like I have felt this like overwhelming need to like share my faith and share people, share like how my life was changed, by the power of Jesus Christ. And, my faith is a big deal. And like, it's so weird, dude. I was never musical. I never even rapped, we used to be on, you ever play football, high school basketball, we'd be on the bus, people freestyle. I never was freestyling, I never even tried it. And then one day, like in 2000, I think it was like 2002 or 3, I was hanging with some buddies, and they was rapping and stuff, and I was just hanging at the house with them, and they were like, we were like in the dorms or something in the Air Force, and they was like, yo, get on the verse. I was like, man, I can't rap. And then I actually ended up spitting a verse, and like, dude, you can rap a little bit. And I was like, oh, okay. And I sort of like did this little harmonizer. And then my buddy introduced me to Cool Edit Pro. He was like, yeah, dude, I ain't got an MPC, they too expensive, so I take this and I chop it up. And then he said, I think I can get you a hacked version of Fruity Loops. And I was like, Fruity Loops was like playing keys and stuff, so I wasn't into that. So I just would take Cool Edit and just start looping stuff just so I could find loops. And I didn't even know I was actually sampling. I was just messing around, just trying to find breaks. And then so I started rapping, and I started telling my story, and making music. And I remember this one time I went to this like fair, and then they was like, anybody want to rap? And then I went up there, it was a rap. And then like the next thing you know, dude, I was rapping all over. People was asking me to come. Like me and my wife was like, we were recently married. We were talking about it. We were like, oh, this is cool, So I'd get invited, and then people say, hey man, we'll pay you a couple bucks, come talk to our kids. And, because I was in the military, and we was just chilling. So people felt like I could speak to their kids. So I started doing that, man. And then I needed beats. So I started making beats, and I was always into like, I grew up listening to like Wu-Tang and RZA and man, you name it, like all kind of influences. And I just sort of went for the sound I thought I wanted to have at that moment. And it went from there, man. I just started talking and rapping. It was mostly for beats for me to rap on. So I don't mean to go on and on, but it was pretty dope.
Yo, it's so public speaker, right? Mm-hmm. Veteran. Yo, you gotta add all these titles to you know what I mean? Beatmaker, live performer, family man, husband, father, you know what I mean? Like you got the whole gambit, man. Like MC, you know what I mean? Yo, man. Amazing. Yo, like so you didn't even know, but for some strange reason, like you would just felt that need to share. I think a lot of beat makers can understand that need to just create and then share what they created. Not expecting anything back, just to let people hear it and then move on to the next, and just expression and self-expression.
Exactly, self-expression. And I just used that. In the beginning, it was like, I had this mission to, to share my faith, share truth, share my truth. And I did that, and I never try to come off overbearing. If you ever listen to some older, if you put people, I never try to put myself in a box. I would say, hey, I'm a Christian, but I'm just a rapper, but I'm not going to be talking about stuff that I don't do and stuff I don't live. I'm not a gangster or a thug. I was trying to make everyday real life music that related to the struggles we have as, men, black men, husbands, fathers, military personnel, so I was trying to not just relate to one group, which is hard. I was trying to just to relate to people in a sense that, you can't really reach everybody, but you reach the people that, felt like you or went through the struggles you went through. So I always try to be transparent, make good music. And now that I primarily do more beats, I'll spit a verse here and there, but even though I still try to talk about something relevant, something positive, even my beats, I try to be like, all right, sometimes it calls for just doing a remix of a good song, but I always try to have a message, or whether it's highlighting something negative or positive. I want to speak to something and say something, and I think that's what guides me how I make my beat tapes. It's like, it's not just a single. Like people put out singles, that's the game now, but I don't care. I'm going back to just making beat tapes. I mean, that's what I love to do. It's been successful for me in the sense of the loyal people that listen to it, and I just want to keep making that like the vibe to encourage, say something, and even without words, let the beat speak, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's a jewel, everybody. Yo, let the beat speak, yo. Man.
For sure.
so okay, we're just going into your history a little bit.
For sure.
When you were growing up, like what, and you were around family members and friends, in school and stuff like that, like what genres were people listening to? Like what were y'all bumping? What was the people bumping that really stuck with you and influences how you create music now?
Well, I of course, like hip hop, of course it was I said it a little bit earlier, but I grew up in Amarillo, Texas, so UGK was a big influence on me early. And just the way they had the southern, I guess they call it country rap tunes, was the label that Pimp C used back before he passed. But before then, we didn't really have a label for it, because it had that bass and it's like a southern fried guitar, you know what I'm saying? It just had that sound, but they sampled. So that was the first thing. And then I had a good friend that came and visit me in the summer of 92. I'm dating myself. We were like, my boy from Guyman, Oklahoma. He's from Oklahoma. He brought Enter the 36 Chambers into my life. He was like, bro, because I had just bought the Scarface, The World Is Yours album. I think that's what it was, the white cover when he had the hat on. I mean, I was a big Ghetto Boys fan. So, the beats were sampled, Mind Playing Tricks on me, all that. But then he brought Enter the 36 Chambers, and it was just a whole different soundscape. Me, I was ignorant to the music, of course. I thought samples were like, dang, how did they get this to sound so soulful, But so I was listening to the Ghetto Boys. I was listening to Enter the 36 Chambers. Obviously the Chronic, Dr. Dre. Then I got put on a Biggie. Then I got put on a Nas. And then MTV was big. So I was listening to everything on MTV, MTV Raps. I was listening to a lot of 80s music because people were bumping 80s, just to switch it up. So 80s had a lot of vibes, a lot of people, a lot of stuff that I like to go back and tap into and sample, a little bit of rock. I mean, I'm nothing against it. I mean, I didn't never listen to country growing up. I mean, now I might check out a song or two, but it was mostly like rock because of the drums. The drummers in rock and roll, I was like, at first I didn't like it, and then I started listening with a different ear. So I was sort of listening to everything in that sense of, in sense of like drums, but I wasn't trying to like make music. I love drums. And then I was a big fan of Too Short back in the day too. So we talking about like Freaky Tales, we talking cocktail. What's that? Freaky Tales. What's the one? Life is Too Short. Like he got like 1 million albums. But no, he should get his respect. I'm not saying he's the best lyricist of all time. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but the dude has put in his work. Shout out to Too Short. So he was dope. He did some cool stuff. So I was listening to that, and then obviously, the Miami heavy hitters. I found DJ Quik, Dr. Dre, and then man. NWA, then all that. See, I grew up in the golden eras. Like we were just inundated. How was that? Is that the right word? Inundated or right, overwhelmed with some of the best music I've ever heard in my life. And I'm not being biased. I'm not knocking the new cats because I'm a fan of some of the new guys. But I'm just saying, golden age. We had dudes that were different that did different things, and nobody sounded alike on purpose. You know what I'm saying? And it was fire. So it was just like put in me, man. You know, that seed of hip hop was put in me. So when I started making beats, it was hard because I didn't know where to go. But I felt like turn the radio off and just find the kits that you like and just make what you like and what you think you should sound like, you know. So, but that's what I was listening to. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. So you like that whole time that you getting exposed to all these different groups and hip hop and different genres as well. And then you decide, you know what, I'm gonna just make my own sound. I don't normally like asking guests this, but can you describe like your sound? Because it's definitely boom bap to the core, but then it's also like glitchy. It's also like for lack of a better term, like that lo-fi, dusty, grimy. Like it's not quantized. It's like straight feeling, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Well, you know, I'm actually that has been the flavor for the last, I'd say 5 years, 6 years, ever since like 2017 to now. But I'm working on new stuff where I've been getting into like, it's like the abstract hip hop, like sort of like I try not to. I listen to guys, but I try not to bite, you know, but it's definitely some influence. But, so like Flying Lotus has a different sound, you know, like, I'm not trying to sound like Fly Lotus. There's only one, but like, I really like the texture, you know what I'm saying? So like, for me, I could say my style is, it's not for everybody, but I guess it's like a texture almost sound, like I really like, I don't mind air and lo-fi stuff, but I do like bass too. So I feel like I'm sort of getting into that right now. And then like, I still love the boom bap and roots. I try to refine that sound, but to describe my sound, man, I don't know. It's like Neapolitan ice cream. You got chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Right, like you take your flavors, your favorite flavors, and you just put them in there. So I don't know, man. It's just Brio. It's just me, I guess.
That's just you, man. Yo, I appreciate your sound, man. And then just what you come up with and create. It's like, yo, how did you even do this? And your drums always smack too. Like them things stay knocking, yo. I'll be like, yo, bro, like how you getting your drums to knock like this, and then the samples that you choose as well. It's like, man. So that's why I'm saying, like in the beginning, you definitely one of my senseis, just because like I try and get that same, not the same, but this close to it. Like drums is like priority, you know what I mean?
Right.
The sample, you know what I mean? But then I'm also getting into the snare, like the snare's got to be right type of thing. Like sound choices. Like how'd you come up with your sound choices? Because so many people, like you're a Machine Head as well and SP404, so they come with kits and stuff like that. But for you, like how do you determine what sound goes into the track?
Well, honestly, like I said, it's just like I just check. Like right now, honestly, like I just when I go to my kits, I just listen to the kick. I'm like, okay, I'm always subconsciously, I want it to hit, even if it's like soft, even if I'm like ducking something or side chain compression, or I'm always trying to find something that just has the feel, like I'm the opposite of people. Most people start with the sample, but I've been trying that lately, but I usually just cook up some drums, like, okay, boom, just get on it. And I'm trying to make some offbeat, crazy drums. I just want to get a vibe. And then I usually just hunt for the sample after that. And what I do is I really like to, micro chop, like Dilla did. not exactly like him, my own way.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to make the sample fit whatever drum. So, most people do it where they check the sample. To me, I feel like it boxes you in because you really gotta make a groove that matches that, And I'm for me, I think people probably find that backwards, but for me, I like the drums first because I can set the groove right up top, and then I can always change the drums, change the sounds, to fit the sample a little bit better, So yeah, I like to just cook up like sloppy drums, I try not to get too sloppy because I know I can, but that's what I like to do. So,
Yo, like for people that for my listeners that's listening right now, man, we here with Elan Brio, man. One of the dopest beat makers I know, and I've been just researching and listening to a lot of different beat makers, but when he's like creating tracks on YouTube, and I'll link Elan Brio's YouTube channel as well, man. It's a lot of gems, a lot of jewels on his YouTube channel. But when you start making beats, like it's always the drums first, man. Like you always start with the drums, snare, hi-hats, and then I see you fitting the puzzle, like finishing the puzzle with the sample, man. It's right, amazing to see, yo.
Yeah, I like doing that because I feel like the drums is the foundation, and I've been rocking this MPC Live 2000, not 2000, but MPC Live 2 right now. And I just been making beats on that, because I love Machine. I'll always go back to it. But I've been making beats on the MPC just to see if I can transfer my sound into it. And it's been, I'm pretty excited about it, just like when I use the SP, or Ableton. So, but yeah, you're right. I try to just piece it together, put it together, and I like, for me, I try not, I had a spell where I was getting crazy with my samples, just like doing switches. But now I'm sort of like, I really want to focus on dope drums and just making my samples simple, you know what I mean, for now. And it seems to be effective. Like those seems like the beats that really resonate. Like when I want to rap on, or people want to rap on them, So I'm trying to do more stuff to not just do beat tapes, but so I'm trying to do stuff like I want to produce for some younger MCs or anybody that want to spit on them, people looking for music too. So I've been trying to really focus on that foundation because that's what matters. I think the drums, people like, so that's just me.
Taquan official, yo, he's an MC, but he's also a beat maker as well. Yo, he would definitely he would freak your beats, man, like in a good way. Like, yo, he would definitely like kill your beats just because he's a dope MC. We got some other, who else is an MC, man, that I know of? Man, it's so many, man. But yo, for all my MCs that may be listening to this, not with the whack bars or anything like that, yo, if you talking about real life, just everyday stuff, cool. Yo, hit your boy Elan Brio up, man.
Yeah, hit me. I want Locksmith to hit me. I want to do a beat for Locksmith. He's so dope.
He's so dope, man.
But I mean, he got plenty of dope dudes. That dude got like Apollo Brown, Marco Polo. I mean, he's dope, bro. He don't need me, but it'd be cool. Yo, well, hey, I can always remix him on SoundCloud.
Right? Yo.
Hey, that's what I've been doing lately, bro. I just been doing like remixes. I've been getting in the house too, bro. House is the bomb because it's really it's drums. I love that, and I like having different grooves. I'm really trying to get that bounce. So I transform my bounce into hip hop, into a little bit of house, abstract. So it's fun, man. It's very fun.
Man, yo, I'm excited for what you got. What you're gonna be experimenting and letting us hear as well. So, and a lot of my listeners, and I gotta ask this too, because you got skin in the game, man. You got time, you know what I mean? So I know you got the jewels, I know you got wisdom, man. If you're in for my beat makers that may be just starting out, then they may be just trying to figure out everything. Like, what are, according to Elan Brio, what are some like must read must listen to, like must watch, like documentaries or videos, things like that. Like, what are some things that you could recommend to people read, listen, or watch?
Well, the first thing, I was truly amazed by Dilla Time. I actually bought the audio book because I was doing a lot of driving back and forth, transporting my son to sports. And dude, that was just so many jewels. I learned, I'm consider myself a hip hop head. Like, I know you can name a hip hop song, a rap song, but dude, you gonna learn something. I feel like, oh, I know a lot. Yeah, no, Dilla Time is one of my. I think you gotta get that book. Number one. Number two, you gotta learn how to EQ. So if you're sampling, make sure you learn. See, nobody taught me this. I was just sampling, and sometimes I got lucky. But learn how to EQ or filter your samples. Another one, I say scour anything you can learn on YouTube about like swing and beats. Like there's what's that guy? He's on YouTube. He's pretty good. It's My Beats Suck or something. He's a one kid. He's funny, but he's like has this dry humor. Like, oh, your beats suck. So go there, go to those guys. Find someone, I can't think of any names, but find someone that can teach you basic EQ. And YouTube has got a lot of jewels on there, but it's got a lot of crap. But like what's that guy name? He has a Waves plugin, The Dungeon. What's his dang name?
The Dungeon.
You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, he's he's mixed all kind of stuff, but it's something Dave's Place or Posado or
Posado's Place.
Yeah, Posado's Place. That's a good spot to go learn about mixing. Like, you can get a lot of jewels in there. I mean, yeah, sometimes they talk about records, but if you find the jewels, I wish they had the chapters back then like they do now, but YouTube. But go there, and then, man, I say use your ear. Use your ear to practice hearing. You know what I'm saying? Practice sampling. Do something that you can do visually, like practice chopping samples, like without a machine. Like, try to practice looping just so you can get the ear, so you can, even if you don't use those beat you're beginning, just listen to a song and say, oh, there's what I want, and then practice it. Like, even I used to, when I find a sample on my phone, sometimes I'll just replay it till seconds where I got my hands on it, where I can learn how to loop it. Just practice looping. The loop digger. I learned that from Madlib. Just be, that way, once you get the loops, then you can chop or whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the AI do it for you. Don't let the Find My Sample and Serato sample. Go listen to it. Practice. You know what I'm saying? It don't come overnight. But the main thing for a young person, I said this today, I posted a beat on Instagram. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Not saying they're stupid, just keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? Chop small, build your drums. Then once you learn how to do that, don't forget the bass line. Either filter bass line, add your bass line. If you can't play the bass, you ain't got nothing to play it on, learn how to filter bass. Great technique. Pete Rock, Dilla, all those guys use it. Let's see, another documentary. I said I gave him a book. I gave him a YouTube channel. I'm trying to see anything to watch right now. Have I watched anything? Well, I just say learn about hip hop. To go watch videos on anything you see. If you see Juicy J in the studio, you see behind the scenes footage of any person that you feel, go watch it, because there's jewels. Like, I watched when Madlib was making beats on the SP303 and they were making Mad Veterinary or whatever, people was like checking it out. Just any behind the scenes footage, man, listen to those guys. Like, one of my favorite producers, Manny Fresh, people don't give him enough credit. He was in there making beats on the SP1200. I didn't even know that. I didn't know Juicy J used a 1200 SP1200 because I love all my East Coast guys, which I ain't got no bias against anybody, but I was one day watching, I didn't realize that they were using the SP1200. No wonder they got that sound, you know what I'm saying? the chips in those things are amazing. So go study your favorite artist, go behind the scenes, learn, and then don't bite. Be yourself. There you go. That's all I can say. I mean, but everybody, I don't want to sound like a bitter or evil old man. I'm not trying to sound like that, but I do notice that it's okay to have the genre. Like, you want to be lo-fi, fine, but be you lo-fi. You know, that's what I encourage. I don't try to sound like, you know, was it Taki? That dude's dope. Don't try to sound like Golden Mind. Don't try to sound. Just make your own sound as much as you can, because yes, everything's being created under the sun. Nothing changes. I get that. Just try to put yourself into it and be innovative. You know, try something different. You know what I'm saying? Experiment. Try different sounds. That's what I say. So.
Try it, yo. Y'all heard the jewels, man. I'm gonna leave every single jewel in the description of the show, y'all. So go ahead and just scroll down, man. You'll see, you know, everything we're going to be talking about. Also with some links in there as well. Links according to Elan Brio. And then also all his social media info is going to be inside of the description, man. So you ain't got no excuse but to go ahead, tap it, follow this man. You know, go ahead, support on Bandcamp and stream it on the DSPs, but support on Bandcamp as well, man, because beatmakers need lunch money too, you know. Hey,
coffee, bro. I like coffee. Hey, speaking of that, Golden Mind, I did recently put a project out. It just came out last week on the 13th. It's the Brio Files. This is the third installment. I'm gonna keep that going, and then I'm gonna get back to I got a couple of projects that I want to do part twos, like Cake, Dig, Chop, Repeat. That's gonna be coming. And then I want to do Cookies too, man, but to me it's a classic. That's like one of my favorite beat tapes. I don't know if I'll mess that up. I'm scared to do a part two, bro. They be like, dude, this is whack. I'm messing with you. I'm a clown, dude. I'm a jokester. So
Cookies, if you ever come out with like a cassette or a vinyl for Cookies, man, I'm definitely getting that one, yo.
I think I need to. I want to put it out, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna do it because I just gotta go do the whole vinyl thing, but I'm gonna look into that. I definitely will. I think I should.
Yo, listen, if it's all right, Dilla Donuts, right? Dilla Donuts.
Yes.
We got what's the one where Eloquent? It's Eloquent. It's got like the
My Knowledge's album.
Oh nah, man! It's got like
Eloquent,
Krispy Kreme. It's got like the Krispy Kreme donut box on the front cover of it.
Oh, okay, I got it.
It's like Eloquent, Boom Baptist, and it's somebody else, but it's slipping my mind right now. But then you got Elan Brio's Cookies. Like that would be the three, you know what I mean, bakery style vinyl. Like, yo, man, we need that, bro.
I know that was a good album, man. It was. To this day, it's like the best album I ever put out. You know how you make that? You're like I said, I'm trying so much stuff. Like I was I was like, how did I even make this? Dude, you ever had that thing? Like I made beats. My dude was like, how you make this? And chopped it up. I was like, dude, I don't even remember making it. You just be in a zone, bro. You just make it and it just comes with your emotion. And that's another tip for new beginners or anybody. Like what you feel, that's how I avoid beat block. The first time I had beat block ever was like this year, because I was trying to make a boom bap beat, but my heart and mind was like, make a house beat, make a trappy different type beat. So I was like trying to force myself, but I couldn't. So, and I started making house beats and it was a vibe, you know, boom. So just go with what you feel, you know, trust your emotions in this, you know, when you're making music, because you know that's what you're putting into your music. You're putting your heart and soul into it, so you got to let that come out, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Cookies.
Yo, Cookies, man. 24 tracks, all based on there's a certain type of cookie, man. Yo, all these beats, man. Yo, I don't even know what you was on when you was making this, man, because Man, that's a classic. Like I got your whole well, not the whole discography because you put out 58 releases. You got 58 releases on Bandcamp, man. Like,
well, I'll make sure you get the new stuff free because you're a real fan. So I'll make sure I send you the download for anything else I got up there. You can have, man. It's not a biggie. Because you ain't heard Here's the Life that came out on Kiwi, and then The Year of the Dog. So I need to get you all that. I'll get that to you, fam.
Bruh, I can't even accept it because you know why? Like, I appreciate the sentiment, but yo, I'm supporting y'all. You know what I mean? I'm supporting you. So I'm gonna go back in and buy the whole discography again. Because that's what I'm gonna do, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna discount it to like cheap. I ain't even tripping, bro. Like for real. It's all good, man. I appreciate it.
Man, we talking, I'm skipping questions because there's so many albums I want to ask you about, man. But
all right, let's go.
Let me so, but I gotta go back into the I gotta ask this question, man, because if you're able to, and I know you got a lot of knowledge in your dome, man. Like, if you're able to, what's that one song or that one beat that you heard and it was just blew your mind, and you were like, "Yo, what the heck is this, man?"
You talking about somebody else made?
Yeah, somebody else made.
Of course. Oh, bro, I remember. I can remember. This is when I was in high school, and I remember this day, dude. Exactly. This is bigger than, and let me put this to you. I'm a Wu head. I went to the 20th anniversary concert where everybody was there except obviously Old Dirty. Like, I'm a serious Wu head. But when this song came out, this album came out, but this song in particular, I had no knowledge about until this year, honestly, after watching Dilettante. This is full circle. But dude, I'm like 17, 15, 16, maybe 16, 17, whatever it is, right? My mom made me I had to go to the laundromat with her, right? And I had just got a brand new Walkman. And I got this tape, right? I'm gonna tell you in a second. So I remember the day because I could still picture I was in the laundromat. And it was like my mom, because our washing machine broke down, so I had to go help my mom. I had stuff to do. I was mad, but then I had just got Lab Cabin California by Pharcyde. So my boy was like, "Don't listen to the whole album yet. You gotta listen to Runnin." I was like, "Dude, old school. We listen to the whole joint. We just let it ride." That's how I like to have my beat tapes. My beat tape is for you to listen to it like a cassette, front to back. But so, bro, I play Runnin, and I hear this sample, I hear this beat, and the way he flipped it was unbelievable. I could not do it. I still get chills thinking about it. And then when I heard Dilettante, and I heard the story, and I listened to the interview, the one they had on SoundCloud, how he talked about how they were fighting over Fat Lip and all them, trying to say the beat's off. I could never catch the rhythm of the beat. I was like, this is so dope. And I think he used like 4 or 5 bars. He didn't use 4 bars. It was like 7 bars, something like that. It was a weird flip. Bro, I remember the first time I heard that. I could never. And to this day, me and my wife, even my kids, bro, they some little hip hop heads because we put a little bit in them. They every time that song come on, bro, that beat they can never get away from that. That is, to me, one of the greatest beats of all time. You know what I'm saying? All time. So, I mean, Running that flip, and then I would never disrespect and try to remake it or anything like that. I did remake The Last Donut for Dilla Day a couple years ago. That was fun, but I don't think I could anyway. But it was that was crazy, bro. That beat is just fire. Just the flip. And then the bass he did because if you listen to the sample, that wasn't there. He added that upright bass, and the way it just fit. And the technology we have, you can do that now, but how the heck are you doing that back in 90? Right. Genius, bro. Genius. Much respect to Dilla, RP Dilla. I mean, I got my favorite beat makers, my own list, but I'm sorry, Dilla's #1 to me. He still is. I mean, he's on my list as #1, you know, but then you got your own personal favorites, but
Who
you gotta be.
Who are your superheroes, man? Who are your
My superheroes?
Yeah.
Well, my hard hitting. I'm not gonna rank them because I just feel they all great. It's like Prince. Once you hit legendary status, you above the top 5. Prince is above the top 5. You know, like Jay-Z, they're above the top 5. But my personal heroes, my hard drums. I always loved Dre. You know, I love the way he mixed his drums. You know, I've always was influenced by that. So I think that's why I have heavy drums. Obscure, weird, different samples, RZA. You know, he don't get enough credit in his DJ Quik just the way he arranged stuff. But he had dope songs too, and he was an MC. Pete Rock with his bass lines. I'm in love with bass lines on beats, you know, like Pete Rock influenced me, trying to make my own sound, obviously. And then number 5, I'm gonna have to say my hero, I'm gonna say Alchemist, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, but you know, Hitboy is like Alchemist is, you know, like on crack, bro, like steroids. Yeah, so Hitboy is like, he moved in my top 10, bro. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Man. Dude, he's on a run, like this unbelievable. Then, you know, there's so many other guys, but those are my heroes, those 5, you know, and then, you know, Primo, he's my hero too. So, you know, just the way he chopped, crazy, bro. It's so many to name. I mean, Havoc is dope. I mean, you know, so, and then I had to say, going back to that Running song, yeah, crazy. And then my other song, I gotta throw it in because it deserves respect, is Survivor of the Fittest, man. That Shook Ones, man. Dude, that's one of the coldest rap beats ever. He don't even know what he was doing on that. When you listen to the interview, he said, bro, it just came. I don't know. Like that, he knew that was a vibe, bro. And you know, Havoc didn't use a lot of bass lines, but he didn't need it. Wow. If you'd had a bass line to that song, you'd have run it. Man. That was crazy. And Prodigy was just so perfect on those beats, dude. Oh my god. So there you go.
Man.
Yeah, all right. Let me tell you this. My favorite album, hip hop album of all time, besides obviously 36 Chambers.
Walking the green mile, funny how you play styles, but you just a weak little jellyback. This is rap beef with my own insecurities. Looking at the man in the mirror, are you kidding me? Middle-aged drama, corny old dude. Life next chapter, return of the Jedi. Seen beyond 3 eyes, son of the king. Saw with God's sight, let freedom bring. This is music from the heart valve. Pumping from the soul, can't cancel out the weak sound. Pound for pound, I still stay a champion. I might not see a dollar, but I run with them to prove them wrong, to show and prove the greatest enemy in this world is you. Yeah, defeat your own insecurities. strangers, you in danger. Microphones get handled like the Strangler, Kurt Angler. We wrestle the beat, WWE. Boy, I'm raw on a Monday, on a Sunday. It's a chill vibe, yeah. Let's cool in the ride, and chill like it's never been done. I was born with a screw tape and packing the gun, but I chill now, cause I'm raising some sons. Get that bloody milk bone and get you some, yeah. Why change? Why change? It's that screw tape change. Used to want me a range, now I just want some change. Get to some change. I never been played. The same milk bone.
But I'm gonna have to say the purple tape. The purple tape is the pinnacle of sample hip hop, bro. Some of the beats in there was so crazy. And then Liquid Swords too. Come on.
Man. Yo.
The MCs came to check out the band. No, free.
Did the form.
Everything, the mental pain, just the melt your brain.
Yo, me and my cousin, man, yo, we played the heck out of the purple tape and Liquid Swords, man. Like, yo, we were straight Wu heads too, man. So I understand like your love for Wu-Tang, because
bro, that's where it come from, that abstract sample stuff, bro. It just come, that's all RZA, man. I can't even lie. I cannot see myself making a sample, just looping it usually. I've done it a couple songs, but like it's gotta be chopped. You know what I mean? Chopper's Delight. That's a song title right there.
Yo, crazy, man. Like, okay, so those are your superheroes, man. Like,
yes,
you names. But for Elan Brio, man, like when you're not creating your own beats, man, like who is Elan Brio's like right now? You know what I mean? Beatmaker superheroes, yo.
Who am I listening
to? Like your contemporaries, your peers.
Oh shoot, I listen to. Man, I've been listening to this cat. I don't know if you heard him. I always say his name wrong. He should record this and for his next interlude. Is it Tatzumakiii?
Oh, Tatzumakiii, yeah.
Tatzumakiii, yeah. You did interview him. He's dope. I've been listening to him. I listened to my boy. Shout out to Tiger Uppercut. I don't know if you know who that is.
I do, man. Yeah,
that's my guy, bro. His beats, his early stuff, I love. And then like that's beats. Let's see, another guy beats I'm listening to. I mess with he's from France. 789. We got a couple tracks together. He got some dope stuff too. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and
789. Yeah, because y'all had.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the
we got
album.
A single together. Yeah, we just got a couple. We got something coming out soon, but we got a single that did well. But if you go listen to him, he's dope. I still listen to YG Hypnos. We did some stuff together. He haven't put nothing out in a while. He's dope. I love his stuff. I've been listening to a lot of. You heard of Bundo? Bundo, he's dope.
Bundo, man,
that's my guy. Yeah, it's my guy. He's dope. And then music wise, like just straight up albums, bro. I've been listening to a lot of. Oh, actually, no. I've been listening to a lot of instrumentals by Kick a Dope Verse. I just like how they put different artists on, and I like the old school vibes. I listen to that when I be chilling. And then like albums, I've been bumping Ransom, bro. That dude is nasty. Yeah, everybody. I like West Side Gun and Kanye, but I've been checking out the other guys, like the understud. The guys they're popular, but not as popular as those guys, like Ransom. Benny's good, but I've been listening to what else? Rome Streets, bro. I had that album on repeat because obviously my man Conductor. That's my boy. That's my guy for real. Like actually I talked to him not too long ago. He's a good dude, man. He was making his mark in hip hop, bro. Oh my God. It's so crazy. It's like, it's so encouraging to see someone you know doing it on a, bigger platform. It's pretty dope. I'm so happy for him. So I've been listening to his stuff, like anything he produced, Rome Streets, that album was crazy, bro. Kiss the Ring. Whoo. So that's what's been in the heavy rotation. And then actually I watched that Tupac thing with him and his mom. So I've been bumping like some old Tupac too, just because you got to appreciate how dope he was. He was ahead of his time, bro. Just way ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been on right now. Just some old joints.
Man.
This
is what Elan Brio's bumping when he's not creating the beats that's you're breaking your necks. You know what I mean? Like, yo. So okay, man, because we talking about music, you know what I mean? And we already talked about, you using, Akai MPC, you trying to get, just creating music with different tools. Yes. That's what these are. These are tools for you to express yourself.
Exactly. And the Batman belt, baby.
The Batman belt.
That's what I call it. Different tools
belt.
on the utility belt.
Yeah, man. So when you like, I almost said the tool. I almost said the Air Force thing, man. With the, with the tools, the tools in the toolbox, man. So there's facts though, but when we're talking about you creating, like and people can go to your YouTube, you see you creating with like Ableton and the SP404 and the MPC and you doing live performances with this equipment and stuff like that. These tools, like which one, like, you know what? I'm gonna just rephrase this question because out of all of the SP, the machine, the MPC, Ableton, like which one of them like pulls at you the most to create with,
right now I think I go through stages, but like my SP is on my desk, but I haven't turned it on in like 2 months, bro. Like I've been trying to kill this MPC, bro, because the MPC was the beat machine to me that just shaped so much of hip hop in the early days, and my heroes used it, so it's just so fascinating to me. I want to be like, I want to be like, oh man, this is the same. It's not the exact same, but like, I wonder how blah, blah, blah felt when he was making this, or how did he feel when he was making that? So it's just like the MPC has had such a signature on music. And, I sort of ran from it for a while because I was like, oh, machine, but the MPC is dope because I've been learning how to perform with it live because, like you can perform with it live, but I like using my SP and MPC together live. But the convenience is definitely SP if you're just playing some vibes. But like to be able to flip a set, like you can play beats and you can play the beat out actually, you know what I'm saying, and you can play it out and rap, just you can just so much versatility with it, and then MPC is making this thing where they coming up with good sounds, they're creating the old sound so you can get the lo-fi vibe in it. It's right now I'm just fascinated with the MPC, but I plan on pulling out the machine and making some more vibes. Like I like my whole goal now, I think once I get done with this, is I'm gonna make a tape on each machine. I'm just gonna rotate so I can keep the vibes fresh. So I'm gonna make a tape only on the SP, then I'm gonna make a tape only on MPC, then I'll make a tape. You get what I'm saying? Then Ableton. That way I can just, and I won't lose the skills on them, so it's not enough time to just make one song. I want to be like, okay, I'm gonna make a project. Boom. Okay, then I'll just rotate, That way I can keep them in use, and I want to have all these things sitting around collecting dust. I'll be like, man, I don't need this. I can just go get the new MPCX.
Oh, man.
Nah, man, 2,400, bro. Sorry, I ain't doing it right now. That's big money.
That is big money, man. That's
It's dope though.
damn. That's almost like somebody's rent. Yeah, like
Bro,
a
that's like
mortgage.
okay, that's a house payment. That's close to about what I pay for a nice house in Florida. Like, bro,
Yeah.
they breaking bread. They make you break bread for that thing. It's dope though. I see a lot of cash using it, man. But
Yeah.
I don't. It's not the tool. It's the person. It's not what you use. It's how you use it. So
Yeah, man. Yo, so and there's something happening right now where accountability is being forced upon Akai for the NPCs because and I'm trying to remember his name right now. But he was on YouTube talking about how Akai is in a space of his own and not being forced to push the boundaries because nobody else like Machine, Roland, or any other ones that are making beat machines are talking about the frequencies inside of the machines. How you were talking about like the SP 1200, I think it might have been.
right, you talking about DJ Traptendo? What's his name? DJ.
Yeah, but he was talking about this other one. Man, why is this?
Yeah, right now he beefing with EA Ski.
Yeah,
You talking about DJ, what's his name? He has a pretty good YouTube channel. That's a good YouTube channel to check out and get tips. I can't think of his name right now, but he also owns 16 levels, and he's a good dude, man. I can't think of his name. DJ Av McCree or something like that. Ave McCree.
Yeah,
him and EA Ski are like beefing right now.
Yes,
over a big. But I don't think he know EA Ski. EA Ski has made classic hip hop West Coast records, bro. Like you gotta put some respect on that dude's name. But I like both of them dudes. I ain't in it, but I agree because they're saying the sound module. People are mad because the NPCs don't sound like the old stuff. But it's just a new world. Remember, like you can't get chips for your cars. How you gonna get a chip for your NPC? People don't build the chips they made 25 years ago, so you're not getting that sound. I mean, and they're making music for what's hot right now, which I can understand. The kids out of, I think, Korea or whoever, it's like some groups. It's supposed to be this really dope producer group, and they're saying like all these popular people are using the new stuff. So NPC and Akai is not being pushed to go make the old stuff. So you're right.
So that's the big deal right now is,
yes.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about is the sound difference in the machines that you use. Like, can you tell a difference? And then, if you want the dirty, dusty, grimy sound, like which one does that for you?
Yes, I can definitely tell the difference, but I say for me, if you really want to get dirty, I mean, for me, my signature sound was, the SPs helped me a lot to create my sound. I tweaked it and try to make it my own, like my own different ways. Like I learned a lot of stuff about like getting that sound right from like YG taught me a lot. And then a couple of guys shared, Sticks from New York. He showed me a few things. And my man, Very Old Dog, he's from California. These are SoundCloud dudes. Shout out to all them. Just good people that like to share, and we share knowledge. I learned some stuff from them, and then I experimented. Like to me, the SP, the older version, the OG, was really good for that, and the SP303, which I was a dummy because I got rid of both of them. I wish I still had them. And but right now, to get that sound, I use the SP, but the MPC actually has a little module with Flavor Pro, but it's like I can get stuff sounding like a 60, and then I use plugins and what is that plugin? It's called, I think Drake used it too when he was trying to get that underwater sound, but I used it to get that, to make like 24-bit, 12-bit, what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Like godly, it's like not decapitator, but it's like distort or something. So I try to, sometimes I use that to get that sound, and then a lot of it is just I find samples that are dirty, you know what I'm saying, and I try to just RC20 it or anything that can do that. Like, so I said 2 things. RC20, I think it's Good Hertz got a good one too. It's like a compressor and it sounds just like the 303. I can't tell the difference. Some people, they say they can. Me, I put it up to the 303. I've had that that plug-in for like 5 years. No, 7 years, and it sounds like a 303. So I use that. So, it's just little tricks, finding the right plugins, take plugins. So, but yes, I think they do sound different. The new MPC Live 2 is great, and I think it's one of the best overall MPCs ever made. It's because it does function between both worlds, but like you said, the older stuff do got a different sound, man. But I would plan on any MPC that's made in the last 5-6 years, I would keep it because it'll be worth money, man. Because they're not gonna remake these again. You know what I'm saying? You should keep them.
All right.
So,
right, man. So, you talking about the equipment that you use to create beats. I got to talk about a few albums.
Okay.
That's in your discography, man. First of all, the Brio Files Volume 3, like the whole Volume 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna say on that, can you talk about the Brio Files and why are there 3 volumes? You know what I mean? And what are the listeners getting when they listening to these volumes?
Well, the 3 Brio Files, the whole concept is just like, these are like a lot of stuff that I guess I could say that I wasn't for sure if I was gonna put it out, like it was sort of like stuff that didn't make the album, or it was just stuff that I made, and just filed away in these hard drives. And I was like, I try not to hold on to beats, but I actually I found old beats, and I was like, okay, I'll just release them, as they go. And now I sort of got some stuff set aside. I'm actually making more music for them, particularly. But to answer the question, I just try to have the concept of, making a continuous project. It seems like people are interested when you don't just jump around, like if you're consistent with something. And I try to give my fans consistency of something, like you can see the growth. You might hear the first volume could have been more lo-fi, or the second one could have been more boom bap. This one I'm sort of creating something different, So it's just like to give you a new chapter, but it's still the same Brio, you know what I'm saying? Something unique. I try to keep some stuff vintage, but also grow, you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, man. Okay, so you got the Brio Files, right? And then you came out with Coffee Grounds. That was I want to say actually when the pandemic kicked off, which is crazy.
Yeah, that was a pandemic album.
That came out. That was perfect timing, man, because nobody was doing nothing. So all I was doing was just listening to beat tapes. So I'm listening to Coffee Ground. I'm like, you put this on, just chill. And I put it on a Sunday, just go outside and just sip coffee, man. And so
that was the idea. I wanted people to drink coffee too, because in the morning we was doing nothing, bro. Only thing I would do was I was in Minneapolis, and we go to this little place called Wawa. I don't think they have them in Texas. They got them on the East Coast somewhere.
Yeah,
but I just went to Wawa. I just go to Wawa, and I used to always get this coffee. And they had just got this coffee machine, and they had this coffee called Karuba Gold. So I named one of the beats that, and I actually liked it. I just put a little cream, and I was like, I'm getting coffee all the time because there wasn't nothing to do. That's what I do to get out the house. You had to mask up, but right. Or when I wasn't doing nothing. But yeah, bro. So I was like, I'm gonna make a coffee album, call it Coffee Grinds, because you wake up in the morning, you get your coffee, and you still grind. You still gotta work. It's sort of like a twist on words, like coffee grinds. Trying to say you still gotta grind. So,
I like that, man. Lo-fi coffee cake. Yo, like that joint, man. Enjoy the morning rain. Like, yo, all of these, man, I got a link. Yo, your whole discography, I'm gonna link in the description of the show, man. So everybody can just go through, man. Like, I guarantee you gonna find something that you're gonna bump on repeat. Like, I like to listen to albums or beat tapes or instrumental albums like not just one time, man, because I don't think you can get what the artist is trying to express in just one listen. There's no way you can get that. Am I right when I say that? Like,
oh, you're right, man. Like I go back and listen to like people's stuff, you know, and I listen and I find new stuff, you know, like even the old albums, like, you know, because you know how you listen to an album and you probably listening, but your mind's wandering, so you miss some lyrics or you miss something, but you go back and concentrate. Oh, like, oh, nice, you know what I'm saying? You hear different stuff. So like I always try to make it like, hey, you might not get it now, but you'll get it later. That's what they say. Rhapsody said it. She said it best. She says, you know, she's not speaking like cocky, she's just saying you'll get it later. You know, most people, they don't get it the first time, and we're like that. We're humans. None of us get it the first time. We gotta, oh, okay, I got you, you know what I'm saying? Or you know, maybe I got to do a better job of trying to convey that message. But with every beat tape, man, I'm trying to take you on a journey. I'm not trying to just go through beats. Like with Brio Files, I really wanted to add interludes and do something different. You know, I was like, oh, I don't care if I make a playlist. I'm making it the way I really want to make it. You know, I was like, had these little funny interludes because when I was making it a lot, all those are memes from TikTok or like YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Or no, I'm sorry, IG. And like the funny stuff I found on IG. So I was like, oh, I'm going to add that to a song, you know? So that's what I did. It was sort of like relating. So if you know or seen that meme before, you're like, oh, I heard that, you know, it might relate to you. So, you know, just trying to do some jewels in there and have fun with it. Get it? So
get it, man. Yo. And then let's talk about Journey to the Moonflower, because that was an amazing project as well, where you feature YG Hypnosis. So can you talk about that album, because that was a repeat album as well? Like I had that on repeat constantly.
Well, that was a rap album, you know, and then YG we did Perfect Strangers before that, and this was like we had some leftover beats and I did most of the production, but I had some other guys, you know, like I can't remember everybody. We had some other producers on it. And dude, I just really wanted to speak on stuff. And I was sitting in the cold in Minnesota, bro. I had just retired. So I had a lot to say. I hadn't really wrote like that in a while. So, you know, I wanted to speak on like, I spoke on some stuff that like my favorite song on the album is it's called A Letter to the Younger Me, you know, like telling me if I could tell myself, hey, change some stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, and it was sort of like I didn't realize that Locksmith did a sort of that too, but I had already made it before.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't realize he did that, but you know, and I really found myself more and I'm not a singer, but you know, I found myself trying to harmonize and really change up my vibe. And dude, I like For the Weekend, and it was some good songs on it, man. I really like, you know, I pray that people, you know, go back and listen to it one day. But it was just like, I've always had something like Journey to the Moon, or if you know, as Beach Moon Cinema. So I sort of kept that vibe, but I really wanted to mix it up with lo-fi, boom bap. And I really was proud of that album. It came out really dope. And I really, you know, liked it. So yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. Yo,
2020, bro. I was busy. I'm looking at this discography because you're talking. I put out like 6 or 7 projects in 2020.
Like you was on it, man. Like
yeah, I was tripping. I ain't had nothing to do, I guess. I had just really been chilling, you know, so I had a lot of time.
Yo,
put the kids to bed, and I was in that. Dude, every night I was in the studio, like just making beats, making songs. Now I'm like, I got beats and verses, but I ain't putting nothing down.
Man,
life changes,
man. Like, so talking about that, and life changing, you moving from Minnesota to Florida, you picking up golf, I don't know if you were a golfer before you moved, but just me following you on IG, man, and I'm going through, and every day you will post something as far as you learning golf and taking up golf and stuff like that. But then you had an album that's called Here's to Life, which is on, I think, Kiwi Bear Records or something like that.
Yeah.
So, like, can you talk about, you picking up golf and Here's to Life, that album, and do they intersect?
Definitely. Okay, so I picked up golf when I got to Minnesota. I had just retired and from working, and so my neighbor, he was like, "You want to learn?" I was terrible, but it's a great game. It teaches you patience, teaches you a lot.
Yeah.
So I sort of took that and came, to Florida, and then, you could play golf every day in Florida. So I took a little break from music, since I was going so hard, and I was like, yeah, man, I want to learn. So I really enjoy the game. It's a great game. I wish I'd have learned earlier. I'm not doing too bad in it, and you're making a lot of friends and meeting people. I live on a golf course, so I really do love golf. Here's to Life was Kiwi. Shout out to Lazy Boy Loops. He's the head guy, him and his wife, of Kiwi Bear. And I put that album together. They asked me to come do a project with them. Actually, I got something else coming out soon with them. And we were just trying to come up with, okay, we got the songs, but what really, we want this to be real personal. So we came up with the concept of people on the golf course. If you go play the album, whenever you look in the little videos, you'll see the little golf club hitting the ball. You know how you got the little 5-second video on Spotify?
Yeah.
So that's one of them. And golf has just became a big part of my life. I mean, it's just, we got kids. They like to play, but my son, his goal is to go play Division I football, which, God willing, he will. He's doing well. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like we live here. It's just became and it's like the whole concept. And then, like, you think about life and like what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, and it's like, oh man, this is a part of my life. And I'm like, we came up with that. Here's to life. Like, here's celebrate the wins, the losses, celebrate, the blessings you have, and be thankful, because I think that's part of the charge, is to be grateful and thankful for what you have, no matter if you're selling 1 million records or no records, or, us in the beatmaker world, I think we want to get on the Spotify playlist, that's like making it, or whatever, right? But just being thankful for what you have. And I just wanted to convey that in the artwork. I mean, I hope the album was the tape, people seem to like it. So I just really wanted to say, here's a life, because it is a celebration, learning new things, growing in new things. That's what we got to do. We got to be thankful, but we got to keep getting better. We can't be satisfied, and saying, oh, I learned this and I don't need to know anymore. Nah, man, you can still learn. Like me, I can learn every day. So keep growing. If you stop growing, then you start dying, I guess.
Yeah, which is true. Yeah, that's true, man. You got.
What did they say when you got out the military? They told us, "Hey, man, don't stop doing PT. That's how you die quick." You still got to do some physical activity, fam. You got to exercise your brain. Exercise your mind, and it's been good. So,
man, yeah, that album is amazing too, man. So, my listeners. All these albums that we're talking about, man, like, they special to me, man, just because I've been following for a while now, so every time you come out with something, I'm like, damn, man, like, I don't know how you do it, man. Like, would you woke up, like, what kind of coffee did you make? You know what I mean? What breakfast did you eat that day? Like, like, I'll be asking myself all them questions, like,
bro, I'm the same thing. Hey, when I made that tape, I was drinking a lot of that Dunkin' Donuts, Keurig coffee. But yeah, bro, I just was like, and I made those, and it was just like, wow. So I don't know. I just try to keep going and keep making beats. Like I get frustrated sometimes. I'm not perfect. I'll be like, man, ain't nobody listening. You know how it is.
Yeah, we listening.
But you know how it go, man. You just but sometimes you just got to take your breaks. And I absolutely love music. I couldn't see myself without music. I mean, I know there's gonna come a point where I'm like, all right, man, you gotta put this down. But I don't know. We grew up as hip hop kids, so I really don't know. Because I mean, you see your heroes, like you see Jay still spitting. You see him. I don't know if him didn't he say he's done? I don't know, but you see people like that. I mean, we're just producers, so man, I'm just expressing myself, so it don't matter.
Right. If Quincy Jones is still executive producing albums, like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, bro. It's not a job. This is fun. This is not a job.
Right. Exactly. Right. So what they say? The man who finds like his passion or his calling or something like that, he won't work a day in his life or something like that. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man. So okay, man, we geeking out on the discography and everything like that. I wanted to ask this question because in your, you're an MC, so you and when you MC, like when you be talking, you be giving mad jewels in your rhymes, man. So can you talk about the spiritual side of just being a human being, and then you using that spirituality in your rhymes and stuff like that?
Well, I think in my opinion, but I believe this is true, that we all have a soul, you know what I mean? And I think that when we die or when we cease to exist, that we going somewhere. We were created by something greater than us. That's just what I believe. And I believe it's our duty to encourage others, because we're humans. If you think about it, you ever just sit back and relax one day and just think about it, like, why do we have so many feelings? And then sometimes why do our feelings get so hurt so easy or so not hurt? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we were created to feel. We were created. So that means, when we look outside, you see a mountain, you see the beauty of it, right? That makes you feel something, the emotion. So that what I'm saying on the spiritual side is I want to speak life into people. I want to speak joy, peace, positivity, love, hope, because unfortunately in this world, we all don't get to, have our best life, or live our best life, in the sense of maybe you don't have enough money, or, I remember growing up struggling, not having food and all those things, single parent mom. So I try to just take all that thing and all those things and speak love and life into people, because everything I've ever seen is like I tell this to my son, we say this all the time, you can feed them or you can teach them how to fish. I think spiritual topics and talking about those kind of things is giving people tools to help themselves, you know what I'm saying? And not say, well, hey, do it this way, I'm perfect, I did it this way. No, it's saying, hey, this is what it did for me, this is what happened to me, this is what changed me, this is what made me see things clearly, this is what changed my vision, this is what made me stop thinking being a player or or just doing some stupid stuff that I don't I'm just trying to say, like, how can I say, like, those jewels that were passed to me by mentors, leaderships, my uncles, fathers, all those kind of things that shaped the man I am, I was like, that's what we do. We preach our truth, right? Your favorite rappers talking about what they talked about. They're talking about, NWA talked about their environment. They were, if you really listen to NWA, they wasn't really gangsters. They was saying this was going on in Compton,
right? Or
like Wu-Tang, they wasn't gangsters. They was giving you jewels. They was giving you, telling you that you, as a, speaking of black men right now on this one, like, hey, you're a king. You're worth more. You're better than your situation. If you want to be. And it's the same way. Like, I always want to say, hey, we always got choices. Life is hard, you know, but there is someone who loves you, that cares about you, that wants to give you peace and joy in the midst of your situation, even though if it seems impossible, you know what I'm saying? You know, so that's how I always try to do. I try to talk about those things that, you know, need to be talked about, but I ain't ever want to hammer anybody or say, you suck or you it's just like, hey, that's the same God I serve, that's gracious and loving to me, so why wouldn't I do that to you? We're called to be loving to one another. And that, if you look at the world, man, it's just so much going on. You think like, man, history sort of repeating itself, but we got to continue to work together, spread love. We can make changes together, all of us. You know, it ain't talking about just black people, white people, everybody. You know, if we got dumb stuff going on in the White House or wherever it is, it takes us. You know what I'm saying? We stronger together. Don't let the media divide you. Don't let life divide. You know what I'm saying? I could keep going, but you get what I'm trying to say.
I understand.
I be trying to talk about stuff that's saying, hey, man, the key is not it's the key to me is love, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that love and passion you put in your music, you put in this pod show is awesome. And I give you your flowers, bro. Thank you. And for having all us and doing this. But that love right there is what encourages others, what changes others. You know what I'm saying? You know, hopefully someone listening to this tonight or tomorrow, whenever they listen to it, and they say, hey, man, that was positive. That encouraged me to go make beats or encouraged me to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Then I don't know, but that's what I'm on.
Yeah, man. Positivity, man. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll be the same things you be thinking about. I'm like, yo, man, like in this great big world, like we look like ants, but we really not ants. Like we really like giants if you really think about it. Like,
Yep.
yo, we that's another podcast idea. Yo, like
For sure, giants,
man. So okay, 3 questions, man, because I know you got things to do, bro.
for sure. I'm enjoying myself though, bro. This has been great.
I got you. Yo, I'm so glad, man. And thank you for allowing me to even have a conversation with you, talk, you know, about your music, the things you care about, you know, the things that you're trying to express to the world as well, man. And I gotta ask this because I often see, you know, you with your family on, you know, on social media or whatever when you post it. And you balance, you know, being a husband, being a father, with music. How important is the support of your wife and your family in, you know, helping you create music?
Oh, bro, it's key. Like the only way I can, because like right now, if you have a high schooler, you'll understand. You probably do. You probably will be, or I know you got a daughter, but if you have one or anybody out there, okay. So imagine when your daughter, say she gets serious about whatever, like sports, cheerleading, whatever, right?
Mhm.
You know, that's the most important thing, because you can't get those years back. You know, you gotta be at the game. You gotta be at the recital, whatever, right? So to balance, to do music, I mean, like I said, I have my days to myself, you know, because I'm usually helping everybody get to school, get to work, dinner, you know, I'm helping with dinner, you know, I do all the stuff that my wife should work. So, you know, so I try to balance it. But like for me, man, when I'm done making beats, like I just give myself a certain amount of time. Hey, if it's 10 a.m. to 2, I'm done by 2. You know, no exceptions. I just come back, save it, whatever, because, you know, I got a 10-year-old too. So, you know, they need me. They need me. And I don't want to miss those moments. I don't want to miss, you know, that time. And I'm not perfect at it because, dude, we all fail. Trust me. Mm-hmm. But my wife is super supportive. She's super, if it without her, dude, I mean, come on. I bought beat machine, and, you know, she's been great. And, you know, the kids too, but it's the same thing, you know, it's just a balance. You know, I try to get in here, get an idea down and get done. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Because they need their time too. And one day they'll be gone, man, and I don't want it to pass me by, you know what I'm saying? So I try to balance it, but it's been good because I retired, so I'm just like make beats sometimes during the day, a couple days a week, and then the rest of my time is with them. So you got to make it important.
Easy, man.
And what was the other question you asked? You said that, and
yeah, that was
it. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that was it, man. So okay, and support systems are like super important, man. Even if it's just, you know, one person, you know, giving you words of encouragement.
Or, definitely.
Like my mom, she is a Bandcamp subscriber. Like she don't even know what Bandcamp is, yo. Like, but
that's
she's
dope.
a Bandcamp subscriber. You know what I mean? Like still believing, still like, you know, helping your child like hit their dreams and goals and stuff like that, man. So,
and I will tell you, my family, they cutthroat. We're our family. We're different. We're fun. We hard on each other. So my family would tell me, they told me, it's like, if your beats was whack and your moves was whack, we'd have told you a long time ago. We ain't gonna let you be out here embarrassing us.
Right.
So they hard on you, bro. They'll be like, hey, if it was whack, I tell you. So they tease sometimes, but you know, hey, it is.
Yeah.
It's good to have real feedback too. So that's what I like, you know. And I know something's good if my teenage son or my daughter or my wife bounce. I'm like, yo, this is a hit, because they don't bounce unless it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's my test pool. Y'all be like, I'm a test subject. So you know,
yo, man. So okay, what's the one thing you wish you knew before you started, you know, making beats and your own art?
The one thing I wish I knew. That's a good question. Well, I wish I knew more about the music game, like as far as like the ins and outs, you know, because I'm a nice soft soul, but the music, I wish I knew it was dirty. The music game is grimy before. You know, I'd have prepared my simple ways a little easier. I'd have made myself harder, you know, but meaner. But that's just not me. But I guess I'd say, I just wish I knew like more about, I guess to say mixing better, and then understanding how to connect better with people earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like. You know, I'm still trying to make connections and meet people every day, but I wish I'd had that more outgoing attitude. And, you know, I was sort of just putting myself in a little bubble, you know, just making music. You know, I was ignorant to how to get it out. You know, I wish I was better at that before. You know, now I'm good at it. I understand how to get it out, but now it's like, I don't care no more. You know what I'm saying? But when I was caring, you know, trying to really push it, you know, I just feel like now, if you're a Brio fan, you're a Brio fan. If you ain't, you ain't. And I ain't got nothing against anybody, you know what I'm saying? Because the real fans know where to find you, right? They right. Find you. So that's just how it go in this in the beat world. So I guess I just wish I'd have knew more on connection and better music savvy as far as like getting it out better, you know. That was it.
I got you, man. So by the time this airs, you're gonna have some more fans coming your way, man. Like you know, that's true dedicated supporters, man. They're gonna be coming your way. So stay tuned on that. But okay, Punta Gorda, is that how I say that?
Like Punta Gorda. Hey, I just learned how to say it. It's Punta Gorda. Gorda is in Spanish is fat. I forget what punta means. Fat. I don't know if it means house. I don't know, but okay, I live like, I live on the way outs, because I actually live like right next to Fort Myers. Fort Myers is right there. I live in a neighborhood called Babcock Ranch. If you looked up the big hurricane we had here, it was the solar power community. Our community was the only place that, besides a few others, that didn't get hammered and didn't lose power to Ian. Ian was like a category 5, pretty much. So 150 mile per hour winds, but God is good, and it was very safe. It was a nice neighborhood. It was on Joe Rogan, I think, he was talking about it. So it was pretty cool, man. It's a cool neighborhood. It's like this big old community. It's wild, bro. You need to come visit, man. Come check it out.
I got
my house here in Florida.
Florida. Yo, listen, I'm gonna pay this one off, and then boom, I gotta expand. But
get your condo.
Yeah, condo, right? The beat scene in the area or the surrounding area. Like, what's that beat scene like, and who should we be on the lookout for from the beat scene in Florida, man?
Right now, I've met up with a couple of guys. Deke Beats is pretty good. I think Deke, he's getting ready to move, but he does a lot of stuff in like Orlando, Tampa. I don't know those guys yet, which I'm trying to make friends and meet people. But Deke does this little. I did a couple sets there. It's this little wine place. It's like a wine house, like a wine. I don't know what you call it. What do you call it?
Like a vineyard.
Yeah, it's not a vineyard, but it's like, how you go like to a coffee house and get coffee, but instead of that, it's wine.
Right.
They have all kinds, but they serve food. So it was dope, bro. Like last time I went, they had this young lady. She was painting, and we're all playing beats live, doing beat sets, and people are just in there chilling, talking, and we're just a vibe. So he does that. It's called Obscure Wine. He's been doing that for about a year. And be on the lookout. There's a kid. He's always on beat critiques, and I haven't had a chance to meet with him yet, but his name he's freaking dope. He sings too. I'm gonna get it for you. And so be on the lookout for this cat. His name's I'm gonna shout him out. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man.
I think I got deep. I think I got do I have deep? I think I'm following.
Well, Beat Critiques is by Crisis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one episode yet, but I will though.
Oh yeah, no, he's dope, bro. It's pretty cool. He's always on it, but I got you. Hold on. Here it is. His name is Roselle Coffee. He's really dope. Roselle Coffee. Fire, bro. Dude, I met him, talked to him a little bit, and he does like this thing once a month. They just go, you get a tape, you got to buy a tape, and then you go sample it and make a beat within an hour or something like that. Something cool.
Oh wow.
But yeah, they have a little scene in Tampa and Orlando. That's about an hour and a half away. So I'm trying to connect with those guys. They're good people, man. So be on the lookout. Florida. Bundo's dope. There's a lot of good producers here, man. YaBoyPax, he's from Florida, this area, but he's all out in LA now. So
yeah, he out here killing it with Love Supreme, and
yeah, he be doing his thing. Then there's another kid, he's getting ready to move out there. Man, yeah, they got some good dudes.
Yeah, man. L3 Miss, man, L3 Miss is from out there too.
Yeah, L3 Miss.
She's nice with the beats, man.
See, I never met her.
Man.
Then they got this spot, I think it's called a donut shop, and it's like this place in Orlando where you go buy, it's a record shop. So they just meet up, you buy some records and you chop them up right there. So I gotta go up there to go dig.
Man. Yo, so much talent out there, Mutants.
Yeah, bro, everybody comes to Florida. Come on. You got, I think Guad Clips, he's still doing his thing. It's a lot of dudes out here, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats out there. Shout out to Abnormal. That's my boy. He's good. See, I got to shout out all the Florida guys. Sorry,
got
if I didn't say your name.
You got to, man.
Shout
them out, man.
Shout you out now. You know what I'm saying?
So okay. Last question, man.
For sure.
And for everybody listening, man, again, this is Elan Brio, man. Punta Gorda, Florida, beatmaker, live performer, golfer, public speaker, MC, husband, father. Like, what else am I missing? Veteran. What else am I missing?
Coach.
Coach, yeah. Coach, man. Yeah, man.
Chef. I'm joking. I'm joking.
So what
grill, and I'm gonna say grill master.
Grill master. Gotta put that in Florida. You gotta be on the grill, man.
For sure.
So what should the internets look out for from Elan Brio? Like, and how can the internets tap into you and what you're doing?
Well, right now, I put out a couple projects that are coming out. Be on the lookout for that from Kiwi Bear. I think it's called Food. And then I got a single coming out with my boy FlapJaques. I always do something with FlapJaques. He's from Chicago. Shout out FlapJaques. He's dope. Up and coming producer, doing his thing, man, killing it. Couple singles, so right now, just look out for some music like that. But I'm gonna be working on something like legit. So I think I'm gonna work on Dig Chop Repeat 2 and like I said, maybe cake or cookies too. So started cooking up, man, and just be on the lookout. I'm always on my SoundCloud, so if you want to hear some remixes of just random stuff, fresh, I try to upload a remix every week. So check out my SoundCloud for just want to love on the people, give them new stuff, while I'm working on my album. So just to keep you in the loop, you know what I'm saying?
Got you, man. So what is your social media so everybody can tap into you?
Instagram is the real Elan Brio. SoundCloud is Elan Brio. Twitter is Elan Brio 7. And Facebook Elan Brio. Bandcamp Elan Brio. And YouTube Elan Brio. TikTok Elan Brio. So Elan Brio. Gotcha. I was just making sure, some of them, somebody already got my name. Like, who got Elan Brio? So yeah, so I had to go with the real Elan Brio. But yes. So check me out. Discord. Twitch. I've been on Twitch. I haven't uploaded yet, but I'm gonna start uploading and playing beats there on Twitch too. So check me out. That's Elan Brio too. So
got you.
Definitely.
Yo, listen, man. Yo, a 90s golden era, Beatmaker, man, boom bap to the core, lo-fi, dirty, dusty drums, man, MC. Yo, go to his YouTube, man. I need y'all to subscribe to the YouTube as well. But making dope beats, dope rhymes, man. Always putting some dope stuff out. One of my, I don't know if you know this, but you're one of my senseis because you helped me make beats. And I learn something all the time from you, J Phil. Like the whole community, man, is always teaching me something new, man. So I want to give you your flowers right now and say, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I appreciate your sacrifices. I appreciate, what you're doing on YouTube, the music that you put out, because you're putting out your art. You're putting out, your vision, your emotions into the music, man. So I really do appreciate you, man. I appreciate, your wife for always supporting you, man. Because I don't think if you didn't have that, I don't think we would be getting this Elan Brio. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, man. Thank you for what you do. I'm excited for everything that you put out, dog. Like, I don't even care. It could be a single album. You know what I mean? I need that. If you got, I gotta ask this. I had to put this out. If you got any cassettes on Tape Life, I know it's sold out on Bandcamp. But if you got one in the tuck, let me know, bro. I got you, dog.
For sure. Let me check storage. I might have an extra copy. I'm not sure, but I'll look. Yeah, man. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you for saying all those things, man. That's dope, man. It's very encouraging. Keeps the wheels running. It's very cool to know that somebody's listening, man. Like you said, you check it out, you look at the stats, like, man, people listening. So it's pretty dope. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Rec show.
Yo, man. So listen, everybody, that is the show. Yo, with Elan Brio, man. Everything that we talked about is gonna be inside of the description of the show, man. So just scroll down, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, Google, or any of the podcast outlets that you might be associated with. Go ahead and click on the links, man. Show your support. Even if you are brand new to who Elan Brio is, go ahead, click on the links and just start listening, man. I guarantee you're gonna be a fan, man, from here on out. So That's your show, everybody. I wish y'all peace and love, man. Count your blessings, not your problems. And I'm going to see y'all on another episode of the Rec Show Podcast, man. Peace and love, yo.